I think it's a real challenge. I think the biggest concern is not any one of those things. It's the number of things, like with risk layers in a loan, that pile on top of each other, and you deal with one and then another one comes right at you. And the level of uncertainty is what is really making this challenging as compared to, as you mentioned, 2008.
Yeah, and Christy makes a good point. It's not any singular item. It's the compounding effect of them. I mean, think about it. We had summer month volume in February, meaning that no company had a staffing model to match the volume. So you've got less people trying to do more work, trying to do faster, compounded by guidelines that are now more stringent, along with some loan programs simply going away overnight, right? And yet then you've got all the stress of you've got to meet these time frames, right? Your high purchase volume, right? And you put all that together and it's a compounding effect, right? Any one of those problems by itself is easy for anybody to handle. You start compounding all them all together and you do it in the month of February. I mean, who would have thought that we would have all had record months in February and then we'd turn right around and beat it in March? Like, that's just not even heard of. Who would have thought we would have done that while interest rates could not be relied on day to day, let alone month to month? Not to even mention the fact that guidelines were changing day to day. Strange effect that we've been in.
Do you all think, just kind of going into the 2008, that helped? Did that help any with these things that were just like curveballs, or were you guys in positions back then that were not as related to these kind of issues? I'm just curious.
Well, here's the way I look at it. February was just like 2007. Everybody was still on a high, doing really well, doing a ton of volume. March was 2008, where everything was constantly changing, right? Now we're in April and it's like 2009. So it's like we're going through that entire experience again, but we're doing it at light speed this time. Whereas last time we had 3 years to kind of work through the problems, we've had 90 days to go through the exact same process.